Hello, hello. Hi, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world right now. I'm Laya, and welcome to this cozy productivity session, this write in where we come together to get things done. Hello, welcome, Sama. How are you? And yeah, it's actually evening where I am. And so we will probably be riding through almost dusk. So that'll be nice. Hola, hola, up, up, up. Yep, that's how I'm feeling. So if you're watching this live, it's November, and that means right November, Rimo, nanowrimo. If you are a writer, you may be familiar with those terms. Um, if you're not a writer, you may not. And you don't need to be a writer to be in this session. You just need to be someone that wants to spend some time in community, chatting when we're having breaks, and then taking time to do whatever it is that you want to get done today. Yeah, of course, I'm a star. That's why we're here that's why we have this community, just so when we feel like being productive, we can just hop on here and get some stuff done. So, like I asked in the chat, let me know what you're going to be working on today, if you know what you're going to be working on today. I am going to go ahead and open up my work in progress just so that I make it a priority to do that today. Um, there we go. So, yes, so I'm going to hopefully be focusing on my cozy urban contemporary novel. I am on what I'm calling the sixth draft, and that means that I am rewriting the entire thing. I'm changing the point of view, but I mean, the story basically is done. I just need to fill in chapters. It needs to be considerably longer. And so I'm using this month of November, this writing month, to hopefully finish this, because there are other things that I want to also write. And until I finish this project, I can't get started with that. So, sorting your bedroom for the first few sprints. That sounds really nice. So yes, you can use these sprints however you want to. We'll be dividing the time in 25 Pomodoro sprints, meaning 25 minutes of focused work, whatever you're doing, writing, studying, working, sorting your bedroom, cooking. You could also use it to read or draw. You could also use it. Do you see where I'm going with this? You can basically use the session however you want to. So, all right. So, also, before we get started, let me know. Do you want to start with a 25-minute? The cat. Nix, what are you doing? Where do you think you're going? Do you want to start with a 25-minute right away? Or do you want to start with a 10 first? Hello, Queen. The 10-minute one is a great way to warm yourself up and kind of decide what you're going to be doing, because sometimes you could show up into these productivity sessions knowing exactly what you want to do and you're like, let's go. Some other times you may be like, let me focus, let me gather the things that I need. Let's do 10, please. All right, that sounds good to me. I need 10 as well. There's a cat in here, so know that if at times I disappear or the cat appears, I have no control over this being. So but yeah, she's in here. I think she wants to chill with us. So, all right. So we're going to start with a 10-minute sprint. Before we get started, this is a great time to consider what your biggest distractions are when you are trying to be productive. For me, it's been lately social media, which we'll talk about something that I'm going to do for that this month in our first break. But if you find that are things that distract you, like social media, or maybe you get into the news, or you binge watch things or stuff like that, I invite you to get that distraction as far away from you as possible. So if that means leaving your phone in another room, if you're not using it for this stream, of course, maybe if you do feel like you have to have it nearby for whatever reason, you could also put an app on your phone that blocks you from accessing certain apps. Yeah. For me, that app is called Forest, and this app is wonderful because on top of blocking my phone from my distractions, it has a timer and it grows a tree while you are in your productivity sprint, which I find super fun. So I'm going to set 10 minutes on the clock. And since it's, a cozy session, I think I'm going to grow this wisteria tree because it's purple and cute. So all right, so before we get started, just go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Elongate your spine, roll your shoulders back and down, lengthen your neck. And let's just take one breath together in through the nose and out through the nose or the mouth. All right, the timer is set to 10 minutes. We'll meet again in 10 minutes. Grab your project. Good luck. All right, friend. That was 10 minutes. So come to a pausing or stopping point, whatever project you're working on or task, whether you are writing or organizing your bedroom or whatever it is that you're doing. And come back to the space just to check in and take a little bit of a break. And just let me know how you did. How are you feeling? As I said, I did open my novel and decided that I was going to keep going. And that's what I did. It says I wrote 82 words, so that's pretty awesome. Since I had written zero today, I think that that's good progress. And again, I'm writing and editing, so sometimes I'm copy pasting from the last draft. Sometimes I'm deleting things. Sometimes I'm adding. So I'm not super worried about the word count as much as my consistency showing up and moving forward so that I can finish up these chapters, so that I can send it out and hopefully be done for a while with this project so that I can focus with something else. So, but yeah, let me know, how are you feeling? How did you do? And let me just set a 5-minute break on here so that I don't get too chatty or whatever and just forget. You think you just saw a mouse run outside in your patio? Yeah, I live in the country, so I see mice in more places than I care to. So not surprised, unfortunately. Thank you. That does feel really good. Um, you need to, when you said that you did a survey on what you need to do, I thought you meant like, like those surveys on the internet where they ask you like stupid shit and they tell you like what Marvel character you are. That's first what I thought you were saying. And now I realized that you were like surveying the things that you have to do. I think that would make more sense. Although if you did one of those surveys, that's a good investment of your time too sometimes, especially if you are a writer, and you're creating like a fiction writer, especially, and you're creating new characters. It's a great idea to do those sorts of things. Like I have full on personality profiles for each one of my characters, um, like each character and like relationship of one character with another character, and like it's a really fun way to kind of get to know them. You walked around. You know that walking is one of the best ways, or strolling, right? Not everybody can walk, but like moving is one of the best ways to get into a creative mindset. That's just science. Um, and sometimes I do wonder, like, how is there any creativity in a lot of places in the US where like people don't even have the opportunity to walk because the cities and it's just not organized for this, because I'll tell you, I don't know if it's because that's where I'm from or what, but like I'm so much more, um not so much more, but I have a different connection to my creativity when I'm in Europe and I'm able to like walk all day, than when I'm, but again, not that it's bad, but then when I'm here and I have a lot more nature to look at and contemplate. It's just a very different creative state. Again, one's not better than the other. Oh, friends, like the dusk breeze is starting to come in through the window. It feels so nice. So, but yeah, we have a couple of minutes before we get started with our first 25-minute sprint. So this is a great time to ponder and survey and decide what you're going to do for these 25 minutes. My invitation, if you're not sure, is that you have one or two projects ready so that if you get started with one and you're like, not going to happen, my focus is not there, I don't have the capacity for this, you have a plan B that you can dive into. And so maybe you have more chances for success instead of being like, okay, I showed up to do this thing and I don't have the capacity for this, so I'm done. Failure. You know what I mean? You had a chill day. Yay. Yay. I actually spent a lot of the time today editing video and things like that, which is time consuming and important. But if you are um, subscribe to my channel, you might have noticed that there's a couple of new classes and that I've been getting into a better cadence of uploading videos. But yeah, it's a lot of work. So that's what I've been doing a lot of. And so thank you so much for suggesting a write-in and a productivity session, because I was like, okay, it's time for me to now just focus on like full on fiction, like just dive. Do I get tired of sitting at a computer? I just don't sit here for very long. Like, I think the longest I ever sit here is for these productivity sessions, and you see it, I come and go. So and again, I have such a nice view, and I love what I do so much that, I mean, I do get tired of sitting at a computer, but I love my work. So yeah. And now I have this really comfy chair too. So, it spins and everything. Yeah, I can't wait to see my book. Well, the thing is, I am writing in Catalan, which is my mother tongue. And so it's going to be a minute until I translate the entire thing, because I'm going to wait until my editor is like, okay, we're good to translate it, to English. So unless you speak Catalan, it might be a minute. All right. Break is over. Y'all, the breeze right now is so nice. It feels super good. All right, I'm going to set the timer for 25 minutes. You're learning Spanish. Is it close? I mean, it's close if you speak more than one romantic like if you understand the romantic languages and like the structure, it is kind of close, but it's like between Spanish and French or Spanish and Italian. There's lots of commonalities, and there's also things that are quite different. So fiction could be a little bit difficult. But I write pretty plain Catalan. Like I don't. It's not literary fiction. It's just like mainstream fiction for sure. So, all right, I'm gonna grow a lemon tree this time. What do y'all think? Does a lemon tree sound good for our 25-minute timer? Yeah. All right. All right. So, whatever you're doing before we get started, once again, just take on a nice tall seat, roll your shoulders down, lengthen your neck, and take a deep breath in and out. And let's go. Happy productivity. See you in 25 minutes. Good luck. All right, friends. Bring yourself to a pausing or stopping point. That was the end of our first 25-minute sprint of this session. How did you do? How are you feeling? That actually went by, I don't want to say super fast because I kind of struggled a little bit the first 5 or 10 minutes to actually get moving. But now I look at it and I realize that I wrote over 200 words and that this actual scene feels like it's starting to make sense structurally. Y'all, do you hear the wind? It's so windy right now. It's so nice. I think it might storm a little, so I hope that our internet stays solid. But anyways, super windy. Yeah, I feel like I got a lot done too, Sama. So yay! Let me set the timer for our 5 minute break. 5 minute breaks are a part of the Pomodoro method. So if you feel like skipping your breaks, I would invite you to consider if 25-5 is actually what works for you, because it may be that you rather do 35-10 or maybe even 50-10, right? But just make sure that you do take the break. And if you increase the time of your productivity, also make sure that you increase the time of your break, because this technique is about slow productivity. It's about self-care. It's about creating balance as you create and work and do the things that you have to do. So yeah, high five. Ended up focusing on sorting your kids' stuff. It happens. It happens. It happens. Also, a reminder, if you haven't yet and you feel called to do so, to like the stream and share it with someone that you think that may enjoy these sessions. This month, I was just working on the schedule today, and I'm going to be doing them every single day, except for the days that I'm traveling or like have pre-scheduled things that I can't change. But the cool thing about doing them on YouTube is that I can just kind of throw them in. So I'm also considering what kind of group or what platform should I create a group in where I can just let you know, hey, I'm going live right now. Because I want to make sure that you know when the pop-ups are happening. And I also want to make sure that when you want a session, you can just message me and be like, hey, what you doing? Do you want to be productive together? And sometimes the answer might be yes. Yeah, school to every day. So my plan right now is to alternate Insight Timer and YouTube every other day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to stick with Insight Timer as I have been for a few months. And then I'm planning on doing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday here on YouTube. Which brings me to, on Sundays, my plan is to do Sundays of social media, which if you haven't joined my challenge of that yet, I do it periodically every year, several times a year. And it's when I find that I'm investing more time than I want to in social networks, or again, like whatever is like a silly distraction. So perhaps for you, it's not social media. Perhaps for you, it's streaming services like platforms where you can watch movies and things like that, or watching news channels or whatever it may be. And the intention is for one day a week. I do it on Sunday because right now that works for my schedule, but you could do it any day of the week. I even remove the app from my phone. I delete it fully because that's the only way that I won't be tempted to use it or end up using it without wanting to, that kind of thing. And on that day, I choose one activity that maybe is like a really creative or fun activity or play that I want to do to replace that with. So, whether that's going for a stroll by yourself or with a friend, taking yourself out on a coffee date, playing music, reading a book, hiking, you hear it, whatever you want it to. YouTube seems great to you. Yeah, I like it too. So thing is also, as of not this week, that's upcoming, but the week after, I'm going to be 6 hours ahead. So evening sessions won't be happening as much. I'm going to have to shift them a little bit. I was actually working on that earlier so that they're not too early in the day. But they're going to kind of be more like in the morning for folks in the US and in the afternoon for folks in Europe. For folks in Asia, which I know there are a few in the community, it's going to be either like middle of the night or morning, really early morning. But again, I'm just working on it. The cool thing is that all these are posted, especially the ones that are directly on YouTube. If the quality is good and like there's no technical difficulties, they post straight away. And so you can always do the replays if I'm not here live, which I know is not the same. It's not as fun. At least I don't think it's as fun. But you can still get things done. 10 a.m. would be great for you also. Hold on. I know that I wrote it down. Let me check it. I wrote down what I was thinking I would do. Also, we're coming toward the end of our break. I'm not super strict with the breaks, but at the same time, I'm just letting you know. So if you want to go ahead and grab your project, you start to gather it. See, it vibrated right there. So what I'm thinking right now is 1 p.m. Central European time, which starting next week, because right now we're off because of the time change, that will be 7 a.m. Eastern, and that will be for like the yoga classes, which I know is a little bit earlier than I've been doing, but that's what I'm probably thinking. And then for the productivity sessions, I'm thinking 5 p.m. Central European, which is 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time morning. So that's what I'm thinking. And then on YouTube, that's going to be more, I don't know. We'll see. Like I may do these or I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But thank you for letting me know this, like giving me some suggestions on what you would like, what will work for you. All right. So are you all feeling ready for another 25-minute sprint? We've done one 10-minute to warm ourselves up. We took a 5-minute break. Then we did a 25-minute sprint where I hope that you got a lot done. I sure did. So I'm feeling pretty good. And we're going to dive into another 25 minutes of focus and productivity. Yeah, exactly. It will work for you. So, all right, friends. 25 minutes are on the timer. Let's take a deep breath before we get started in through the nose. Let it go. Grab your project and let's get started. Happy productivity, friends. See you in 25 minutes. All right, friends, bring yourself to a pausing or a stopping point. According to this, that was 25 minutes. I had to do a double take because for a moment, I thought perhaps a notification had come in, even though my phone doesn't really have that. Because wow, that was so fast. How do you feel? How did it go for you? Did you get much done? Do you feel like you move forward in your project or your task? If you're just joining us, we just finished our second 25-minute sprint. So check in. Let me know how you're doing and how you're feeling. We're going to take a 5-minute break. And in this time, I invite you to do anything that you can to take care of yourself. So if you've been doing a very active task, like, I don't know, maybe decluttering your home, or if you're somewhere where it's the time of day where you could be outside and gardening, maybe you are doing something more active, then use the break to relax and chill. So lie down, get yourself some water, or if you've been in a more still position, like writing or drawing or reading or whatever, then I invite you to create the opposite energy. So maybe you stretch out, um, take yourself outside for a moment, whatever it is to just change up the environment for a few moments. Um, so I'm going to stand up for a moment because I've been sitting for a long time, for an hour and 23 minutes, according to this. Pretty proud of myself for sticking with it. You move forward for sure. Yay, that did go super fast, didn't it? I don't know if you can see my kitty. You can see her. Hold on. There's the mirror. Nope, you can't. If I moved the mirror, maybe you would see her. She's right there. She's passed out. But anyways, you move forward. Yay, that's exciting. That's quite great. I did too. According to this, I only wrote 39 words. However, I'm editing and writing. I know. A lot of people would say that isn't something you do. Did you just say 3 more sprints? You want me to be here till like midnight, woman? We'll do one more for sure. I really want to do one more. I mean, technically, since I'm at 39 words for the day and I need a minimum, this says I need 3,689 for the day. So, I mean, I do need several more sprints to get there. But I don't think I'm going to get there today, and that's totally fine. But one more sprint for sure. Also, a reminder, if you haven't drank any water recently, you should go ahead and do that. And since I do not have any water with me right now, I will be right back. What did I finish? I didn't finish anything. I finished starting a lot of things. Uh, I finished. I'm 80% solid that in the next sprint I will finish this chapter because yeah, I think I'm almost done with it. This is the rewriting of chapter 1 of my urban cozy novel. Um, yeah, and again, like I know I've been spending a lot of time on it, but it is the first chapter, and if it doesn't draw you in, it's over. So I'm pretty solid on it. I feel really good with it. But I was just saying, I'm gonna go grab some water really quick. So I'm going to mute the mic for a moment. We have about 2.5-ish more minutes of break. So do with that time whatever works for you, whatever you need. 5 total. One of these days we should do like a really long one, like for real. That would be really fun. Like a 4 or 5 hour. We'll get there if NaNoWriMo is like moving slower than I need to. So I'll be right back. I have returned with some water. Yay, that's good. So we have a little bit over a minute left. If you're just joining us, we have done 3 Pomodoro sprints, but the first one was a warm-up one, so it was only a 10-minute one, which is what we use oftentimes to just get ready, prepare, gather our stuff. And then the 2 full 25-minute ones with 5-minute breaks in between. And now we're going to do our last sprint of this evening. Or if you're watching the recording, I don't know what time it is. And actually, even if you're live, I don't know what time it is where you are. It is evening here. So it's really breezy. So I hope that you enjoy the nature sounds. There's no more birds, of course, because they all went to bed. Usually the sessions, you'll get lots of birds, but there are no birds today, or not this evening. But yeah, just nature, typing sounds. Of course, if I am too loud or need to step away or whatever, I will mute myself because I don't want to disrupt your productivity and your focus. But other than that, I will be unmuted. So once the timer goes off, I will let you know, and we will meet back here to connect and chit chat before we seal the practice, most likely with a little bit of stretching and yoga right here from your chair where you're seated to seal this entire session, this Right With Me productivity session. So the timer is up for our break. I hope that you feel that you got a few moments to get some distance from the project. I know that sometimes you may want to keep going, but it is important to take a break because that can really help you prevent burnout in the long run and sometimes even in the short run, you know? So to finish up our last sprint, I'm going to grow this Monstera plant because I like Monsteras. Yeah, so 25 minutes are now on the clock. Take a nice comfortable seat and relax your shoulders. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. And let's get started. Good luck, everybody. All right. That was another 25 minutes, my friends. Time flies by when I'm being productive and writing and being creative. Do you agree? How do you feel? Bring yourself to a pausing or stopping point in your project or your task and come back to the space to connect and to seal the session for today. We're going to do a little bit of movement, very simple movement, seated here, wherever you are, before we close. But before we get there, I want to just check in with you, see how you're feeling. Yeah. So let me know. I am, I would say, I thought it was going to be like two sentences, but maybe like two paragraphs away from finishing this scene in my cozy urban fiction novel. So, feeling pretty good about that. But yeah, how are you? How was it for you? Also, let me know what the background sounds were like. Because again, this is the first session that I have done in the evening where I am. And so it's more like crickets and that kind of stuff. But it is also Saturday night. And I do have some neighbors that like to party, which I don't oppose to at all. Like, do you? So I just wonder what the sound was like and how it felt for you. But I feel like it was quite chill, and I was really deep into it, to be honest. So um, man, I kind of want to just keep going, but I don't know that that's what I should do. It's Saturday night. I probably should do something else with my time. Don't ask me what. You feel accomplished? Yay! Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I do as well. This says I wrote 190 words, but that's not true. I did a lot more than that. I basically almost finished chapter one to where I like ain't gonna touch it anymore. It feels solid. Once I finish these two paragraphs, that not that I'm just still spinning over them, I just haven't gotten to them. Two more. No, don't tempt me. I have to also not be doing all the time, you know? You cleared off your bed. Yay, that's probably a good thing if it's the bed that you sleep in. Also, I've been the one that's like, I'm gonna clean my entire room, and then I put everything on the bed. I clean what I can, and then goes back onto a chair or like the bureau or whatever, because otherwise I have nowhere to sleep, you know? But anyways, yeah, I gotta get ready. I gotta make some dinner. You heard no sounds other than typing? That's great. Cool, cool, cool. Good. Yeah, there's crickets, but it's very subtle. Like I feel like I can almost hear the traffic more in the background than I can hear the crickets. Right now I also hear the wind. What's that called? You know, the windy things. No, I don't want to do one more. I wanna go make dinner, my friends. I have to go make dinner. It's time. It's time for dinner because it's 8 p.m. where I am, and that's not super late for dinner for me because again, I'm a European. Usually we have dinner at like 9 or 10, but I don't live by myself, so I try to come up with like a middle ground time that works for everyone. Kitty, do you want to come say hello? Come here. You want to say hi? Are you being all crazy? Are you being all crazy? Is it because it's nighttime? At nighttime, she gets a little cray cray, which is totally fair. I guess felines are nocturnal, right? Oh, two more paragraphs you meant. Oh, yes. I think, I really do want to finish those two paragraphs. So, um, yes, that's going to have to wait. Tempting and. All right. Find a comfortable seat wherever you are. If you're a kitty, chill over there for a couple of minutes so that we can finish up with some yoga. Thank you so much. So just make sure that your feet are steady on the ground, especially if your chair has wheels. Otherwise, you could also lock the wheels of your chair. And just bring your hands to your lap or your knees. Relax your shoulders, lengthen your neck. And take a deep breath in through your nose. And out through the nose or the mouth. Again, take a deep breath in. This time as you exhale, bring your right ear to the right shoulder and stay there, or bring your right hand across over to the left ear to add a little bit more weight. You could stay there or move your chin up and down. One more breath here. Inhale. And on your exhalation, release your arm, bring your neck back to neutral, ground through the sitting bones, lengthen through the spine. Inhale. And on the exhalation, bring the other ear to the shoulder and stay there, or bring your left hand across the head to the right ear to add a little bit more weight and sensation. Stay or lift your chin up and down. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your neck back to neutral. And on your inhalation, roll your shoulders up toward your ears. And on the exhalation, bring them back and down. And you can do that a few times, letting your arms kind of dangle on the sides or in front of you. Or you could get the arms even more involved by utilizing your elbows. And then maybe your range of motion increases a little bit. Maybe not. Switching directions with your circles. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Stretch your arms forward. Face your palms forward. Stretch through your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, start to create circles with your wrists in front of you. You can make fists with your hands, or you could keep your hands open. And again, first go a few times one way and then the other. And then just shake your wrists, shake your arms, shake your shoulders a little bit. Inhale. And exhale. Stretch your arms up. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhalation, lower your left arm and lean over toward the right. You don't have to go very far. Stretch the side body. Back through center as you inhale. Feel free to reach up as little or as much as you want. And as you exhale, lower your right arm, and this time lean over toward the right with your left arm. Back through center as you inhale, reach both arms up. And on your exhalation, surrender your hands to your opposite wrist or elbows, or you could even rest your hands on your head for a moment. Take a deep breath in, lengthen a bit more through the crown of the head. Exhale here. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, take a twist toward the right. You can utilize the backrest to help you twist a little deeper if that's something that you need or want. And then back to center. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, twist to the other side, letting the twist be as deep as you want it to be or as you need it to be. And then slowly coming back through center. Let your hands rest on your lap or your knees. Or maybe you'd rather bring one hand to your heart and the other hand to your abdomen. And just soften your gaze or close your eyes for a moment. Noticing how you feel in your body. What's going on in your mind. And just allowing yourself a moment of compassion and kindness and grace for the work that you did, for the attention that you put into this productivity session. And take a moment to repeat within or without, thank you, thank you, thank you. Inhale. And exhale. If your eyes are closed, open them up. Release your arm. All right, friends. I hope that you have enjoyed these 2 hours of cozy productivity, this Write With Me session, where I know I got a lot done. I hope that you did as well. And I also hope that you start to see the value, if you haven't yet, of productivity sessions, of Pomodoro sprints of dividing your time in a way where you create a little bit more balance in your day. And so if this session has served you, just put it in a playlist. And I have many others here on YouTube that you can also use when we're not live. But again, I will be going live periodically. Some of the sessions will be scheduled. Some of the sessions will be pop-ups in the next few weeks. But most of the time, I'm planning on being here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for sure. And on the other days, there might be classes dropping. So you can also practice with me with the classes that I already posted on here. So, all right. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, creating and being in community, which I find super important. Also, if you're watching the recording, stick around and check out the classes that may be coming up on the end screen, whether those are productivity sessions or yoga classes. They're designed to help you create a more balanced lifestyle that supports you and that is sustainable. So thank you, Sama. Thank you all so much for being here. Until we meet again, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Bye, everybody.